Heather Simpson from Room to Read. Welcome to #Education Day.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to be here.
So first thing I'd like to ask you, Heather, is tell us about yourself and your journey.
So I currently serve as Room to Read's Chief Program Officer. My journey started when I was born. My parents read to me as a baby and really developed and fostered that love of reading. I still remember hearing my father's voice when he would read to me at night, and I feel the happiness still to this day. I knew from a very early age that every child in the whole world deserves the right to read, to learn, to thrive. And I began my reading journey when I was in Mexico. We lived there for 4 years, and I learned how to read in Spanish before I learned how to read in English. And when I returned back to the United States in 4th grade, my parents needed to support the school system to understand that I was a bilingual child and I was more comfortable reading in Spanish than I was in English. And the school system in California at the time needed to understand that that was my reality rather than shut me to the side because I was a slow, reluctant reader in English. They needed to figure out how to unlock my love of reading and support my journey. And so that too has really influenced my desire to make sure children can read in languages they understand and they have access to books in languages they understand. After college, I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Honduras. And in that part of my journey, I was working with hillside farmers on improved agriculture. And I was also working with adolescents to help them learn life skills they needed to thrive and keep themselves healthy and develop more effective ways to communicate with one another. And that too has influenced my work now at Room to Read, where we focus on supporting adolescents to develop key life skills they need to navigate their own lives, to make their own decisions, to problem solve together. And I'm just thrilled that I've been able to learn from my own experiences and bring it into my work every day.
Heather, thank you. Room to Read is an incredible organisation, and I'm glad we've had the opportunity to work together before. I want to ask you, Heather, why is the UN International Day of Education so important to Room to Read?
The International Day of Education is crucial in that education is a fundamental human right. We are so appreciative of the UN for highlighting human rights and education being one of the core. We believe world change starts with education. That is core to Room to Read's work. It informs our everyday decision-making here. And I think every day needs to be the day of education. However, I'm glad that these special days do exist to bring a spotlight to key issues. And I do believe that education is foundational to creating a more peaceful world. The International Day of Education lines up with Room to Read's core expertise in this area. And we're hopeful that this day can inspire others to join the journey and make sure that every child, every adolescent in the world secures their right to education as well.
Amazing. I'd like you, Heather, for those who don't know, could you tell us about the mission of Room to Read?
Yeah, absolutely. So Room to Read was founded in 2000, as I said, with the belief that world change starts with education. We envision a world free from illiteracy and free from gender inequality. We focus on supporting educators to improve the work they're doing with children to develop foundational literacy skills so those children can learn in dignified ways and become lifelong learners. We also focus on supporting adolescents to develop key life skills they need to navigate key life decisions, learn and thrive over the course of their lives.
Amazing. And for those who don't know, Room to Read have got incredible social media following and lots of amazing information. So please do visit and join and be a part of Room to Read. I want to ask you, like, the really important question for me is, can you talk to me about how important education is in relation to the manifestation of a more peaceful and sustainable world? And if anything needs to evolve in relation to it being supportive of such a result, what would it be?
Absolutely. So again, Room to Read's core expertise is on literacy and life skills. And we have chosen these areas because they are foundational learning. We absolutely believe that if every child in the world has literacy skills from a very early age, they will be able to use those literacy skills to become lifelong learners. We know the world is facing many complex challenges, and those complex challenges, inequality, poverty, health issues, all of these things lead to tension, lead to conflict. And we believe that if every person in the world is literate, every person in the world develops life skills such as communication, conflict resolution, decision making, they will be able to navigate the challenges that obviously will happen from day to day. And with more foundational skills such as literacy and life skills, those people will help take down the tensions. They will help be able to navigate differences in a more peaceful way rather than fighting and creating more conflict in the world. Therefore, our hypothesis, which I believe is true, is that if every child, every adolescent secures their right to education, secures deeper love of reading, practices their skills of conflict resolution, of communication, they will create more peaceful societies, and collectively, the world will be a more peaceful place.
Thank you so much for that, Heather, and that makes complete sense. Finally, I want to say, if people would like to support Room to Read, how can they do that?
Thank you for that question. It's so crucial and important, and there's many ways people can get involved. One way is read to every child and with every adolescent in your life. So that is one quick win that we can all do. Read more with each other. The other, more specifically to Room to Read, you can visit our website, www.roomtoread.org. And on there, you'll see a drop-down menu of getting involved. And you can donate money if you would like to. You can also sign up to receive updates through our newsletter. You can also you can volunteer with us and create activities in your own community to elevate the mission of literacy and gender inequality alleviation. You can we even have some tips on what types of activities you can do with your communities to raise awareness on this key issue. So I do encourage you to visit our website, www.roomtoread.org. We are a book publisher, and we have books in many, many different languages. And I know a lot of your viewers are logging in from many places around the world. I encourage you also to go to our digital library. So that is at literacycloud.org. And there you'll find many books on many different topics in many different languages. We do have a book collection, our Peace and Equality collection, which is specifically talking about peace. Room to Read is a publisher, so we work with local authors, local illustrators, and partner with other publishers to create content that is supportive of both fostering a love of reading as well as deepening children and adolescents' understanding of key issues. And peace is one of those issues we believe children should explicitly learn about, because there are actual things that they can do in their own lives to create a more peaceful world. So check out those Peace and Equality books at literacycloud.org.
Amazing. Heather Simpson, Room to Read, thank you for participating in Education Day, and the good luck on your incredible journey.
Thank you so much. We so appreciate you including us in this important effort.